As usual, we got lots of insanity for you in this video, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We have new prophetic things going on in the world. I thought I'd be already done with this, but apparently not. It just keeps going and getting more strange by the day. We got that. We got also Jimmy Kimmel stepping in again. We got a ton of other stuff going on. Thiel giving seminars near the Vatican, kind of apparently not making the Vatican very happy. We got the Church of the Holy Sepulchre closed down, first time ever. And we got a ton of other stuff. We're going to get into a million things, all right? And it's all very bizarre, some of the stuff that's coming out. Because it definitely makes it very clear that we are entering into the end. From what I can tell, or at least this is what seems to be happening. Let's just get going here. Let's start with Jimmy Kimmel calls the United States a ridiculous country. Let's play this really quick here.
Am I exhausted? By the state of the world, and knowing every night you've got to say something.
You looking in my face and you're exhausted.
No, but I mean,
yes, I'm exhausted. Of course, it's ridiculous. We live in a ridiculous country. We always lived in a ridiculous country, but it was always ridiculous in a fun Mr. T kind of way. Now we've got a different...
I think it's ridiculous because of people like you, actually. You're making it ridiculous. Hollywood, obviously behind a lot of this. You even had the Oscars. You had also a joke about how bad and corrupt the people are in Hollywood by Conan O'Brien. I played that in a previous video. Their ratings are plummeting. No one's watching them. Even California think they suck. Just 29% of California voters believe Hollywood has a positive effect on American culture. I mean, how the hell could you think they have a positive effect? I mean, literally nothing. At any rate, you get the idea. So we have here a magnitude 6 quake after a blackout in Cuba. So they first lost their power, then they had an earthquake, and then they still have no power. That's kind of weird. Maybe that's a sign. I don't know. Of course, a lot of people are trying to figure out what's going on around us. You got all these weird things happening. The Euphrates drying up. You got strange prophetic things happening. And we're going to get into all of that. First, I'm going to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. They got lots of options available. Go check it out. 5 weeks worth for $277. They also got other options available. Just click the link at the top of the page right here, My Patriot Supply, and then you'll see all the other options as well. This book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity. Go get that as well. Cuba just lost their power. We have a lot of talks about Armageddon, World War III, and actually it ties into both, honestly, all three major Abrahamic religions are all looking forward to something happening right now. Matter of fact, they have rabbis saying it's going to happen in the next so many days, that their Messiah is going to come. You got people from Islam saying similar type of things about the Mahdi. And what's really interesting is things are not coming true like they want, and it's really weird how it's playing out. So we're going to get into all that. And I mean, just think about how weird this time is. You got billionaire Thiel holds secret Antichrist meetings on the Vatican's doorstep. Okay, what the hell is going on? You remember he had all those seminars on the Antichrist, and he's like, no, we should not make laws to regulate AI because that will bring about the Antichrist. And literally the opposite of what you would expect. I'm thinking we would have Terminator 2 if you have no regulations on AI and let Thiel do whatever he wants, right? Whatever the hell he wants. Some are saying this guy is part of it. He is one of the Antichrists. I mean, the guy claims to be a Christian. Doesn't really look like one, though. Not with the stuff he does. Not with the stuff he says. Not some of the meetings he goes to. Builder, of course, Berg meetings, and not really a Christian. I don't think I see Jesus going there for some reason. I don't know. Speaking of Jesus, you have the first time ever holy sites being closed due to this alleged war issue, Iran war. I mean, okay, I don't really believe it, but first time ever. Old city holy sites, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Al-Aqsa Mosque Western Wall are closed due to security risks. So apparently they're closing the wall as well. From Iran missile barrages following U.S.-Israeli strikes. Christians miss Lenten services at the crucifixion site. Muslims pray in the streets during Ramadan's final days. After Al-Aqsa closure. Isn't this the time when they get the flame miraculously from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and then they light the candles and spread it around the world? I've covered that before, the miraculous event that happens during this time. Interesting. Hopefully that is somehow still allowed. I don't know. I don't know exactly when that's supposed to happen, but it seems like they're trying to stop people from going to this Church of the Holy Sepulchre, claiming for security reasons. And at the exact same time, they have the rabbis saying that something is going to happen real quick here. And I'll get into that a little bit later in this video. So this is really kind of curious. We have also these weird videos of Bibi coming out. We'll get into that in a minute as well. But we have here Carrie Bowler and Paula White clash over faith and leadership. Paula White's a joke, dude. Bowler was removed from the Justice Department's Religious Liberty Commission last year after a heated hearing accusing Paula White of being a heretic who prioritizes Israel, helps orchestrate her ouster. So apparently Paula White is the one who got her kicked out, this lady right here. And she went on the Tuckmeister show and stuff. This is Paula White right here. She's kind of ridiculous, honestly, really bad. Just terrible example of what can go wrong in a church. Okay, that's who she is, pretty much. Okay, bad doctrine all through and through. Maybe not as bad as someone like I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name. Kenneth Copeland. Not as bad as Kenneth Copeland. Okay, that's about as bad as it gets right there, though. But so then you got, like I said, you got billionaire Peter Thiel. Do I have this twice on here? I think I got it twice. Yeah, I do. I accidentally got it twice. Okay, here we go. Let's just get into the next thing. So we have this weird prophecy. Antichrist announced this Thursday. Rabbi Baruch Rosenblum says Jews are expecting the announcement of the Jewish Moshiach, which means actually Messiah, this Thursday, and it'll be blasted all over the radio. He says he has called Trump to tell him to finish off Israel's, of course, enemies by this Thursday. This is weird. So, okay, we're having a lot of these people come out with prophecies, okay? This guy right here. Okay, maybe I'll play this in a second here. But we have all these different sort of prophetic voices in Judaism saying that the Messiah is going to be announced this Thursday. And today is Thursday, so that would be today. And what's so bizarre about this is, of course, a lot of these prophetic voices have brought in Netanyahu as part of it, like as if he's going to be the last prime minister before the Messiah comes. This is in their religious dogma of Judaism. Like, not their dogma, but more so their prophetic dogma, I guess. So it's really bizarre because some are saying that Bibi is dead. I don't know if he is or not, but he did a conference today, but then something went wrong again. We had 5 AI videos, and they're very clearly AI. It's extremely clear. Pointy shoes, 2 feet and 1 foot. That was the one with Huckabee, which claimed to be real, and it wasn't. You got him losing his teeth, like only part of his teeth being there. Next moment, all of his teeth. You got, I don't even want to go through them all. There's like 50 different AI artifacts. Very obvious. All the videos were fake. The latest one, I don't think is AI. I think it's actually someone pretending to be him, because at the end of the interview, he goes out of character. It's kind of like the whole Jim Carrey thing. Like, it looks like Jim Carrey, kind of, Like if you got plastic surgery, but then you're like, well, this is not Jim Carrey, right? Same idea. And it's not me just seeing things. This is just straight up obvious, okay? So something clearly is not right. Why would they put out all these fake videos claiming he's still alive? Is it because of their whole prophecy that, oh, he must be alive for when the Messiah is announced Thursday? I don't know. Who knows, right? But let's just play this video. So I just find this really curious, this whole topic at this point. Let's pull this back and play this.
God willing, Rosh Chodesh is this Thursday. There's going to be an announcement. What's going to be the announcement? It's going to say, the radio is going to blast out saying, Kol Yisrael from Jerusalem. In 5 minutes, you're going to hear a warning. The Mashiach has arrived. Why do I think it's going to be on this Thursday? Because it says that the first Chodesh, the first month, is Nisan for all the year. When will Mashiach come? Our rabbis teach us. It's going to come on the first day of Nisan, this Thursday. Mashiach will come, as it says in the verse. Why does he come on the first day of this month? To remove the head of Amalek on this Thursday. What do we have to finish? What part of the war do we still need to finish until?
So, okay, so look, they closed the holy sites first time ever. First time ever. Okay? I don't think it's because of the Iran war. I think it might have something to do with this stuff.
Before we get to Rosh Chodesh Nisan, to remove the head of Amalek. Who is this? Khamenei number 1, Khamenei number 2, Khamenei number 3, Tachukai number 4, Kukai number 5.
And it just keeps going and going. He keeps talking about this. Now, obviously, they don't believe Jesus is the Messiah. At least these guys don't, right? There are Messianic Jews. These guys are clearly not. They're expecting a different Messiah. And then they don't want you to go to Jesus's Holy Sepulchre during this time. Kind of makes sense. Oh, I think it's just the Iran war, really. Then why didn't they ever do this ever in the past? Ever. They've been in a few wars. It's not like this is the first time that they've ever been in a war, right? So, to me, it seems like, to me they purposely closed it down, these holy sites, because of their viewpoints on their religion. This is just my guess. Okay, and we've had weird stuff going on with their own military. I told you guys about the 30 commanders telling their troops that we're in the Armageddon, and Trump's been anointed by Jesus and all this stuff, which is really strange. Okay, really strange. You have here Bibi apparently broke character in front of the world after today's speech. So again, like, I don't want to have to rehash all this. Just check out my other videos. I literally went through every single one of them. It is very obviously AI on every single video they put out. Every single video. Let me just go to his channel here on X. Okay. It's going to show it. Here we go. Here he is. So here's his official channel. This one's fake. We showed that all these are completely and utterly different. Also, this one is fake, and it's a little hard to detect, but basically, you see this guy's shoes back here. There's a spot where it's bigger, and you can see the shoes are all messed up and don't look right at all. They're like all pointy, and there's like 2 feet and stuff in one spot. Also, his face right here at this moment, Huckabee's face like does a weird move that your face can't do. Like, it literally takes his forehead and moves it backwards. So it's just like I don't even want to get into all of it. There's like literally a million of these. It's super obvious they're fake. Even the AI systems are saying they're fake. Then why are they putting out all these fake videos? That's the question, right? Then there's a official conference where he's literally got people in the room talking to him. This one appears to be real. It just came out, but it appears not to be him. So that's what this one is. And the reason why is because he goes out of character afterwards. And this is the part where he goes out of character, apparently. And they try to move him off the stage. So the guy playing him didn't realize the camera was still going and just broke character in front of the world. This team notices it's still live and rushes him off the stage. So let's just play this real quick.
Thank you, everyone.
תושבי הצפון הם גיבורים. תושבי הצפון עומדים כרגע במעמסה הקשה. כל אזרחי ישראל עומדים במעמסה קשה. אבל הם עומדים במעמסה קשה במיוחד, משום שזמן ההתראה שלהם הוא הכי קצר. ואנחנו מתכוונים לעזור להם בכל דרך, אבל בסוף העזרה הכי גדולה זה להרחיק ולהסיר את האיום, ואנחנו לא נוותר על זה.
Thank you so much.
ואנחנו לא
We're
נוותר
going to
על
be
זה.
concluding now. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you.
So, of course, what's interesting is also his son took 7 days off from tweeting. Apparently, he tweets like nonstop, and he took 7 days off from the 8th to the 15th. So some are saying that's the 7 days of mourning. I don't know if it's the case or not, but then we learn that during this conference, when it appeared as if the reporters were in the same room, they actually weren't. As we can see in this article here, it indicates that it was followed by a virtual press conference with foreign reporters. All those reporters that appeared to be in the same room were not in the same room. Completely different room, virtual press conference. And also, now there's another clip going viral showing him saying something. This is, I think, I don't know. This might have been years ago. I'm not sure when this clip was made. But it says here, and apparently he was quoting a man named Will Durant, who's a Christian. But the quote is a bad quote. I don't care who said it. It says, he was quoting someone, and it says, Jesus Christ has no advantage over Genghis Khan, because if you are strong enough, ruthless enough, powerful enough, evil will overcome good. And he quotes this. This is not accurate. Yeah, Robbie Starbuck's correct. This is definitely not accurate at all. The fact is, if you look at the Old Testament alone, you can see this is not true. You got David versus Goliath. Goliath is much stronger, much more ruthless, much more powerful, completely defeated by David. You have numerous other stories in the Old Testament. You got when they went through, after they crossed the Red Sea being parted, the spies went into the land and they said we're but grasshoppers, meaning they're very small compared to these giant, strong people in the land. And that didn't stop them from getting in there either. So their entire story of Israel is the opposite of the statement. Literally. On top of Jesus being the Son of God, and he could basically handle anything anyways. But then we got this story. This is kind of interesting. We have a man that looked just like Jeffrey Epstein, right? And he was driving... Of course, he was driving in his car. Let me pull this back to the right place. I had something else open. All right, here we go. So he's now on a podcast talking, and it's kind of amazing when you learn that this man lived in the exact same city and everything. Check this out. And he looks exactly like Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Epstein alive. Well, we did what the internet couldn't do. We searched, we asked around, we looked all over Florida, and we tracked down the man that everyone keeps seeing, all right? And it turns out he's not Epstein, okay? He's a former D1 tennis player, a gold medalist, a Soho fashion entrepreneur, our former real estate executive, and today we can finally put the rumors to rest. We got Palm Beach Pete in the building. How you doing? How you doing?
Pete is doing just great. This whole thing is a phenomenal. I'm driving down I-95, minding my own business, and some knucklehead films me, and the next thing I know, my phone is blowing up.
It's just blowing up.
Blown up.
I'm going to be
honest.
honest.
Out of control.
I don't think Epstein killed himself, so I'm kind of skeptical. You guys are both from West Palm Beach. You guys are both Jewish, so I'm kind of skeptical about everything, but I'll let you guys continue.
Palm Beach Pete is Palm Beach, not West Palm Beach.
Palm Beach.
That's an important little detail there. I mean, he's from West Palm Beach, right? Looks exactly the same, of course, different voice. Kind of weird. You got a guy who's rich, two guys that are rich, both of them from Palm Beach, both in Florida, look almost the exact same. I mean, he literally looks the same as him. What the hell's going on here? Of course, not exactly a perfect, I don't know, maybe it's not a perfect exact look. It's kind of hard to tell, right? Like, it looks a little different, very little. It looks like he could be his brother, the way he looks. Looks like a brother, man.
This is Palm Beach Pete, and my video went viral because some dude randomly filmed me while I was driving on I-95, unbeknownst to me.
It just seems like very improbable that you would have two rich guys that look the exact same, living in the exact same city. Kind of weird. You know what I mean? Kind of weird. I guess it's theoretically, maybe it's his long-lost brother. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, you get the idea, right? So you got that story, and we got a ton of other ones. Here's what I was referring to by the feet. You can see the feet are completely wrong here in this. Very strange. That was part of the video I was just talking about a minute ago when you zoom in on it. And like I said, I'm not trying to get all this, but the point is that, look, they have a prophecy. As a matter of fact, he even mentions it on his channel. Bibi himself mentions it. It was like the first AI video that came out, actually. Where is that at? I think it's this one right here. And we got some other stuff. We're going to get into a ton of stuff. We're getting into a lot more. But he put out something about, the Messiah here. I think it was this video. And it was the first one that was AI. I think it was that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that one. And it was on the 13th. Okay. So getting into some of these other things. All right, let's go ahead here. So apparently there was a viral tweet that went out. This is actually not entirely accurate, but it is accurate. I'll explain it. So Israel is trying to pass a law right now that makes it, of course, illegal to talk about Jesus. Now, this is actually something that they were trying to pass in 2023, but they've actually been trying to pass it forever. It's certain people within the GOV, not everyone. There's just certain people trying to always pass this. Okay, and they've been trying to pass it since the 90s. I saw one back in 1997 they were trying to pass. Same exact thing. So there are people in their government that literally want to ban it. So you can't even talk about him at all. And they just, like I said, closed the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. But so then what I noticed about Acts is they tend to be slanting they have a slant, okay? The AI, whatever controls their like headlines on X, and it's not a human. I think it's AI, if I understand correctly, is like always pushing, certain directions. And so they were saying, look, this is an old Newsmax clip from 2023. This is not real. It's not happening. But actually, technically, it is happening. Every year they reintroduce it. So let me just play this. Every year they reintroduce this law to try to get it passed. So let me play this really quick. Okay, this is from 2023, I believe.
Orthodox members of Prime Minister Netanyahu's coalition have introduced a bill that would punish believers for sharing the gospel of Jesus with prison time.
I wouldn't be surprised right now if there was a megachurch pastor somewhere in the United States that is going to try and convince their congregation that this is somehow a good thing. I feel like a large portion of the church in
I know, I can name one right now, Hagee.
America is more loyal to this new nation state in the Middle East called...
Yeah, so of course, it's just really interesting timing that this came out exactly when the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and all these holy sites got closed down. But they actually reintroduced this bill every year. And I think I brought it up. So forbidden to talk about Jesus. This was from 2023. And Palestine Christians say anti-missionary bill is Israel's latest attempt. Right. So this was from also 2023. Same thing. But then notice that they had it back in 1997. They were trying to do it. They were literally trying to do it back in 1997. And interestingly, right now in America, countering hate, of course, against that country by Federal Contractors Act. So remember, that lady just got kicked out of the Religious Liberty Commission for not being pro that country in the Middle East. And now they're also making it so you can't even do government work if this, I don't even know if this has already went through or not, but if you have that opinion. See what I'm getting at? So it's like you got to be all on board or else kind of thing. You got here also, the bill's not currently active. This is the one about in Israel. But every year, the lead sponsor here, Moshe, introduces it every year. It's a procedural formality, so they basically do it every year. They call it Knesset session. So they introduce it every year for people that they want to basically pass that law. Some people do there at least. And of course, so you got all this weird stuff going on with this prophetic, where you're like, their religion's saying this is going to happen, that Bibi is going to be the one that is going to be there when the Messiah is announced. The Messiah is supposed to be announced today, but then maybe he's not even alive. So they're just pretending he's alive. And then they got like a fake dude standing up there. I don't know. It's weird. Or maybe he's in the hospital. Who knows what's going on? And people are talking about concerns over what's going on in the Middle East. Could this lead into World War, of course, III? A lot of people have their, you know how religion can do things like this with people, particularly if they're being misguided, right? So Professor Zhang here reports that the commanders at more 30 bases reportedly told troops that Iran war is part of God's plan, quote unquote, Armageddon. And one even said that Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon. Really, dude? So this is like piggybacking Christian theology, Tim LaHaye left behind, onto this sort of Judean prophecy, or you know what I'm saying, that other religion's prophecy. And then you got the Muslim prophecies as well, which had to do with the Ayatollah, which didn't come true either, because they had certain imams saying that the Ayatollah is going to be there for the Mahdi, and he's going to bring about and usher the Mahdi. And then on the Jewish side, they're like, we're going to usher the Messiah by taking out Iran. And Iran's like, we take out them and we'll usher in the Mahdi. So they're literally saying the exact same thing from the opposite direction. The Muslim one's saying, we're going to take out this country, talking Israel, and the Mahdi's going to come. And then they're saying, we're going to take out Iran, and then the Messiah's coming. They're literally saying the same thing, the opposite direction, sort of. I mean, not exactly, but you know what I mean. And then, of course, Christians, quote unquote, certain types of Christians, like Hagee type Christians, are saying, yeah, we're on the side of the Jewish one, right? And they're like, it's like Tim LaHaye left behind, sort of mixed in with this whole thing. Kind of weird. Yeah, that's what's going on, my friends. At any rate, that's kind of my video. I kind of want to know what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.